Sup, my supper? Alright, welcome to Tales Tomorrow. I'm Morrow, your storyteller for today. With me, I have some more RPG horror stories. Oh my god, dude, I'm just fumbling intros constantly. This is like the only decent take I've had for like 7 attempts. I don't know what it is. I think maybe because I'm awake, my brain hasn't fully caught up. Like, my brain is awake, but my mouth hasn't caught up, dude. It's gonna sound weird to say, but I need to do mouth exercises. Anyway, I'm yapping. Let's get some RPG horror stories for today. I got kicked from an RPG campaign for using an anime character portrait. I was about to join an RPG campaign. I had a voice call with the DM so we could get to know each other and talk about RPGs. He won't mention their name because I don't want to embarrass them. The call went really well. He even said I seemed like a nice person and that I'd probably get along well with the group. After that, start creating my character. It was a rune knight, and I picked some fire-themed abilities along with backstory involving giants that fit campaign lore really well. Even the DM said so. When it came to choosing a portrait, I thought it'd be cool to use an image of Igris from Solo Leveling with his human face, which I'm not even sure he canon or just fan art, and also use the name Igris. But then, out of nowhere, and without any warning, I noticed I had been removed from Roll20 game. I asked the DM what happened, and he told me he had shown my character sheet to the group, and the other players found it unacceptable that I was using the name and image of an existing anime character, even though everything else about the character was completely different. I found it really strange because the DM himself uses AI to create the maps, so I didn't think using a portrait of an anime character was such a big deal that it justified removing me from the game without even talking to me first or asking me to change the portrait. I think DM should have spoken to me before taking such drastic action, especially over something that seemed so minor to me. What do y'all think? Hey, DM that is like, AI? Go for it, do whatever. Oh, no way. Hold on, I was about to say something, but turns out this is a LARP. This guy is LARPing as the aggrieved party, because apparently another story was posted exactly as the story went up, but weirdly enough the same timing as each other, that apparently was removed but then saved in an archive to be able to see later. Wait, it's about the same person. This same person posted the same story as the aggrieved party. This is a fake story. Somebody just making up a bunch of crap about it in order to post like 2 specific stories. This is a prank. This is a fake story. I thought this was real for a second. The other story that was posted at exactly the same point and then was deleted afterwards, I guess because out of embarrassment, is called A Player Who Wanted to Be a Solo Leveling Character in a Classic D&D Campaign. And this was posted from a perspective of the DM and the aggrieved party. Basically what OP did is made up a whole story and posted 2 separate stories as the same account. They didn't swap accounts. They posted as the same account apparently. I don't know, they're just trying to get some pity points or anything. So it looks like OP literally posted it as Karma Farm. But like, you know what? I kind of want to see. Let's read what they posted as from quote unquote the fake party, which is hilarious to post it as literally the same user account as you're posting yourself. Just try to Karma Farm. Let's see this disaster. A player who wanted to be a solo leveling character in classic D&D campaign. I was setting up a new D&D campaign, and from the very first interaction, I made the premise very clear. Classic medieval fantasy. Original characters, no anime protagonist, no absurd. I was hiding my true power along top of characters. The deal was to have a more grounded campaign with knights, merchants, political intrigue, exploration. The classic D&D feeling. The guy joined the Discord server super excited, talked normally, seemed to a real-like person. I explained all this, and he replied something along the lines of, "No problem, I like that style." So far, and everything was perfect. Then, he said his character sheet. At first glance, I thought it was just a generic dark warrior, which is pretty common. But when I showed to the group, one of the players said, "Bro, that's literally Igris from Solo Leveling." So I took a closer look. The name was almost identical. The appearance was that same. Description was the same. Personality was that a silent and mysterious knight. The whole thing felt like a character who walks into a scene with the wind blowing through the game, while the imaginary epic soundtrack starts playing. Group felt a little uncomfortable because it seemed much more like the attempt to play an anime protagonist rather than create a character that fit the campaign. Since the game hadn't been started yet, I thought it's better to solve this now than turn it into a problem later. So I removed his access to Roll20, started writing him a message, calmly explaining the situation, saying the campaign concept was different. I could even help him adapt the idea into something more original. But before I could finish the message, he noticed he had lost access and messages me on Discord. When I went to reply, he blocked me. I was literally typing the explanation, and conversation disappeared from my screen. Then I tried contacting me through Reddit to explain the reason for the removal and avoid any misunderstanding. The result? Blocked that too. A few hours later, a public post appeared saying he had been banned for using anime profile picture. So basically I had no chance to explain myself privately. and I woke up officially promoted to the villain of the RPG community because of Purple Knight from Soul Leveling. The funniest part is that I warned him from the beginning. There's gonna be classic medieval D&D. Guys heard that and thought, got it. I'll bring the most recognizable manual protagonist on the internet. In the end, maybe I was actually being faithful with the character's concept. He didn't join the group campaign because his destiny was to continue his journey solo. God, that is beyond cringe. And I had to specifically give a weirdest cringe voice possible because of how fake the story is. Dude was literally trying to pull some sort of a karma farm on Reddit. That is cringe. Somebody that unironically goes out of the way to karma farm on Reddit? Cringe as hell. Please get yourself a better hobby and go touch grass. For real. This is the reason why some people generally don't trust RPG horror stories. And when somebody is trying to like spill the guts out, talk about a very traumatic moment they had in RPG horror story with really crappy DMs or players and such, many people go fake stories, fake, because this kind of stuff happens. Somebody just drafts up a fake story and tries to karma farm. Embarrassing, dude. Absolutely, utterly embarrassing. Anyway, a little bit of entertainment out of the way. Let's get to the next story. Hopefully this one has a little bit of genuineness to it. Oops, all wizards, and the player who didn't realize he was rolling a save to stay in the group. I have a few short stories, all of them related to rolling stats. First story, a few years back, I was DMing an online 5e game. I asked the players to use standard array. One person was very insistent about rolling for stats and keep bugging me about it. Eventually I agreed on a condition. Use a Discord dice bot so I can verify the rolls. And accepts the result from the roll no matter what they are. Previously he had been sending me videos of dice rolls he did at home and asked to use those, so a little suspicious. He seemed hesitant, but rolls in a server as he rolls low, significantly worse than standard array. He immediately starts asking to reroll and even go back to the standard array. I said no, it's what he agreed to. He ghosted me and left the game less than a day later. I was not surprised. Second story, basically the same thing happened, but it was a Delta Green game, which is a system that 90% about in-character RP and investigation, so raw stats aren't even particularly important. Third story is a bit longer. It took place when I was undergrad during an in-person D&D club meeting. I was meeting an experienced group of players for the first time. Apparently the previous GM had quit suddenly. I had planned a simple ban and ambush at the first encounter. There would be some men with crossbows hiding along the road, would attack a carriage the players are riding into town. I made two mistakes. I didn't look carefully at the sheets before starting, and I was rolling in the open, not behind a screen. So I couldn't just start fudging rolls as this went on. Players introduced themselves. I quickly noticed a pattern. They were all playing full casters. I think all but one was a wizard. When asked about this, the players apparently had strong opinions about martial classes. Now we consider playing one. They didn't seem too keen on role-playing beyond the bare minimum with a card driver, so started the ambush. Problems immediately arise when one of the bandits rolls a critical, followed by high damage on the opening shot. It's enough to down one of the players. Players fought back, also casting Firebolt. Then I had one of the bandits cast Entangle. Players were caught up in it because they were all on the carriage. Wait, none of you could pass a DC 12 strength save? I asked to see their sheets, and to my surprise, every single player had dumped strength and most had +0 modifier for the constitution. Having maxed out intelligence and wisdom was apparently more important. The fight quickly turned against them, as the bandits were now rolling with advantage on restrained targets. Another player is down. Several of them are glaring at me at this point. One of the players does have the inspired idea of using Misty Step to escape, but before he could do that, one of the other players decides he'll use Burning Hands to burn away the plants holding them. Despite me asking, "Are you sure?" he insisted on it, and then rolls damage against most of the other party members who have made a dex save at disadvantage because again are restrained. That's enough to permanently kill the first player down, who has failed a death save. Only the Tiefling Sorcerer is not down because of his fire resistance, and the player who casts a spell, but the plants are at least burned away. The combat is more or less over after that, with one of the characters who was a Blade Singer making a desperate charge against the bandits before being surrounded and clubbed to death. Sorcerer was then down by another crossbow shot while trying to make a non-proficient medicine check to stabilize his party members. I think 2 players died, one from Burning Hands and one from failed death saves. The remaining characters were unconscious and captured by bandit. Also, the car driver was dead, but no one cared about him. RIP Alpharad. I TPK'd with a medium encounter. I was shuffling pleasant at this point and said something along the lines of, actually, no one died at all. He'd just been taken prisoner by the bandits, who were demanding the leader to be released from prison. But there was a great deal of shouting, and not sure if they heard me. We got in a bit of trouble for making too much noise in the campus building, and I was asked to leave the group and not come back, but less politely. So DM basically ran an oops, all wizards campaign, which is really funny to imagine that wizards, a bunch of wizards, sorcerer and bunch of wizards driving together in a car, and they don't have a like chromatic orb, magic missile, they don't have shield, none of them have shield prepared against the attacks, none of them have silvery barbs. I am surprised, I am shocked, dude. You would think wizards with a slew of first level spells and all the abilities available available for them, would have some great spells available. They'll be able to easily dispatch a couple of bandits with no problem, or at least counteract their attacks. Shield is a very common one. Silver Bob is a common one. They could cast their own crowd control abilities and stuff. They have Misty Step available, so they have access to second level spells. Things like Entangle, they could also cast that, pretty sure, maybe. If it's not Web could be a good one they could cast. You could cast anything and everything. Like a bunch of casters with the ability for first and second level spells. I'm surprised nobody grabbed Shield or Silver Barbs or anything in order to make their survivability even more potent. I get it. Some DMs don't like Silver Barbs, but if you're going to be a party full of wizards, yeah, have somebody prepare reactions so you can react to the things going on, to either cover each other or to be able to negate damage with shield spell. Yeah, it's not going to benefit towards Entangle on anything, but like maybe you could have done, I don't know, they could have had something. They could be able to just use Misty Step to get out of the Entangle or something. Or I don't know, break concentration on the bandit that is casting Entangle. That could also be a thing. If the enemy is like a low level ranger or something, they're probably not going to have a great con stat. Just hit them hard enough with Magic Missile. Just pepper them continuously until eventually they drop concentration. Still, that's kind of funny. I never ran a campaign of oops, all wizards, but I think it'd be hilarious. Actually, I currently I've added my homebrew class, the witch class, over into my campaign, and I allow my players to make characters if they want to, especially when it comes to testing purposes and balancing purposes. I am on witch, and as part of one of the quests that have been put up, there were like 4 witches that signed up together, and boy howdy, that was tough. Do not play a party full of casters only. Always have somebody there that is going to be like some sort of a marshal that can actually help in things, because otherwise you're going to have a really difficult time doing anything at all whatsoever in the slightest. And I do not recommend doing that kind of thing. Man, that fake story though, that fake story absolutely reeled me, dude. Absolutely reeled me crazy. You know what I just started doing? I just started giving feedback from the stories that I read after these videos. I think it'd be kind of nice to be able to just discuss about my favorite stories from the video, as well as just any kind of final thoughts. Anyway, thanks so much for watching the video. I'll see you guys later. And with that, that's going to be all our stories for today. I want to thank you very much for watching, and thanks so much for being here. If you like what I do, consider subscribing to the channel and leaving a like. Also, if the RPG Horror Stories ever goes down, or if you want to submit your own personalized horror story, email is down in the description below. I'll see you again in more Tales Tomorrow. Bye-bye.